Donegal, a county of immense beauty and of soft accents, not to mention a fair bit of soft weather. But there's a crescendo of excitement building up in the county this weekend. We thought Donegal would be back to build on that the following year. It didn't work out though.
Well, I suppose we were a bit complacent last year in our preparation. Somehow we expected we had a God-given right to win Ulster, but past history shows that it's a very difficult thing to retain your Ulster Championship. It's down, as our Ireland champions found out this year. But we've rolled up our sleeves and we decided we would put last year behind us and we'd build on our success of 1990, and it's borne fruit.
Looking back on Donegal's performances in the championship so far, how do you rate those performances, given a few stumbles along the way?
Well, we had to play Cavan and Breffni, always a difficult task for a first round, and Cavan had been beaten by us in the 3 previous years, so they really came out with all guns blazing. We opted to play against the wind, and after 20 minutes found ourselves 5 points down, so we had to dig very deep that day, and in doing so, I think that was the start of the championship campaign. Now, when we returned to Ballybofey for the second leg, Cavan somehow never rose their game, and we had a very easy win, which wasn't much to our satisfaction. We would have preferred a much tighter game. Against Fermanagh in the first half, Fermanagh upset us because they came out and they were quite physical with us in the early part of the game, which we didn't anticipate. But again, in the second half, we pulled away. Against Derry, then, I think that was really what we built on mostly.
Chips forward by Donald Reid. Boyle came off Sheridan. He goes between 2 men. It's still Tony Boyle. Lobs it up with the right foot off the post. Can Bonner surviving the crumbs? He tries to get past Martin McHugh. Still McHugh forced onto the right foot. But what improvisation! Beautifully flighted over the bar by Martin McHugh. This could be dangerous for Fermanagh. Boyle can hold it. McHugh's inside. Or is it James McHugh that is? The chance. Oh, beautifully finished.
Entertaining stuff. Hard stuff as Anthony Malloy lifts Donegal. Brian Murray, a good ball by Brian Murray, a great ball by Brian Murray. Donegal's support play has been admirable in the second half, particularly from the half line. Martin McHugh to take it from Donald Reid to Martin Shovlin up attacking. Back to Martin McHugh. There's a man free in front of the goal, but Martin McHugh goes for his own score from a very tight angle. It was very ambitious, but it was brilliantly executed by Martin McHugh.
In the semi-final then against Mayo, we had a lot of possession. We shot 16, 17 wide, and at the same time, so fit were the side and so determined and keen to win that we carried the day, in spite of the fact we played an awful lot of short football, which will not pay dividends against Dublin on Sunday.
Anthony Malloy getting the support there from Matt Gallagher. Not the tallest of full-backs, but an effective one nonetheless. James McHugh inside, trailing by 2 points. Is it to be another disappointing day for Donegal? Not if Martin McHugh has his way. Manus Boyle comes down. Flanagan fisting it away, but only as far as Boyle again. This is a chance. Dermot Flanagan, the number 4 for Mayo, putting in that despairing challenge. Back to Manus Boyle. Now James McHugh. Trying to go the Moldira towards the Mayo goal. Still making some ground. Taken down. So it's up to Manus Boyle now. And Donegal go back in front by 9 points to 8. Trying to round Barry Cunningham. Fell to the cross. Cut out brilliantly by Martin Gadigan. On towards Anthony Malloy, the team captain, crossing the 65-metre line. Down towards Tony Boyle. Boyle trying to sneak inside the cover of Peter Ford. Still Tony Boyle going for a score, and he's put it over the bar, and that may well be the point that will take Donegal finally through to their first ever All-Ireland final. So this has to be it. A goal here, and a possible replay, the only thing that Mayo can hope for. Raymond Dempsey punting it inside, nobody going for it at all. It's Shovlin going back, covering acres of ground. Gary Walsh now, and Donegal just needing to hold possession. This will be a very popular win, I'm sure, if they make it. Gavigan belting it into the clear for Tony Boyle. The goalkeeper's off his line, and Irwin leaving the ball inside, and this is how they can wrap it up. Oh, that's a penalty. Barry Cunningham taken down. A penalty right at the death to seal a Donegal victory. So this is it. They'll take a point, surely.
Talk about Donegal's style of play. Nobody doubts that the footballers are there, but that the style is just over-elaborate. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I suppose it's the backdrop of soccer. There's a lot of soccer background in Donegal, Glasgow Celtic, people emigrating, bringing the soccer influence back into a game. And we're inclined to play a lot of cross-field football, which is not good football or productive football. And it's difficult to coach that into a side that play their club football that way, Michael. But we've worked very, very hard on it, and I think you'll see a much more direct side on Sunday.
Does it worry you at all that a lot of people think that this is Brian McAniff's philosophy of football?
No, it doesn't worry me, because anyone that would know me would know that I like a very direct game myself. But in saying that, we have good ball players, and we have to run with what we have, and we have to run with the style of player that we have, and we have to make best use of the skills that he has. And there's no doubt that we're somewhat smaller in stature. I won't say any less tough than Dublin, but we're smaller in stature, and we have to cope with that as well, Michael.
I think they think of the fishing fleet here. So much part and parcel of the life in this part of County Donegal. And on a day like today, you also think of the fishermen who man that fleet in sometimes the most inclement of weather conditions. Not to mention at times television presenters. But another important part of life in Killybegs is football. They were last year's county champions, and 4 of the Killybegs team are on the present county panel looking forward to the All-Ireland final. With me at the moment are 2 of them, first cousins Barry and John Cunningham. I suppose it's hardly surprising, Barry, that in a place like this, the football and the fishing sometimes clash.
Oh, that's definitely, Michael. As you can see here today, the weather affects it as well. But, you know, fishing has been a big problem for us here in Killybegs. In fact, 5 of our senior panel actually fish full-time for a living. The captain of the club team actually fishes on this boat here. So during the fishing season, you know, we're sometimes stuck for a team, but normally it works out for us.
Well, John, the club here are into the county finals at the beginning of October, and that's when the fishing fleet here begins to move out for the mackerel fishing, a very important time of the year, of course.
That's right. For the fishermen, it's their boom time. That's when they're used to making money. And unfortunately for us, we should probably lose a couple of players for the county semi-final. Although we're actually on the Atlantic Challenge here, part of the Western Seaboard Company, and they are very good. If they can, they'll let the likes of Dennis here that works on the boat, to give them time off and that.
I suppose for the moment, though, thoughts in this part of the world will turn away a little bit from the fishing and even from the club here to Donegal's prospects in the All-Ireland final, something that obviously the 2 of you are very much looking forward to.
That's right. All the talk around town here is it's not of fishing, it's of Donegal and the All-Ireland series. I don't think there'll be too many boats out fishing that weekend. I think all the crews are going to Dublin.
Sorry to say the very, very least of it. You will be hoping, I'm sure, that the weather is nothing like this on the 20th of the month.
Yeah, well, weather like this is always mitigates against good football, and it's something we'll be hoping for a calm day in Dublin so that we can play our brand of football for the whole 70 minutes. And it's, you know, a windy day or a wet day like this doesn't suit our type of play.
Barry, being a member of the panel, not perhaps in the first 15, is there a certain frustration in that when you come up to a big occasion as this is for Donegal?
Well, there always is, you know, being a member of the panel, there's always mixed feelings, you know, that, you know, the guys that start, and they're in the parade, they're in the picture, and sometimes it's difficult to keep your head right and keep yourself motivated, but it is a very important job that members of the panel have. As we saw in the semi-final, there's actually probably the two substitutes who changed the game for us. It's a lifetime's dream for all Donegal people, not just to play or not just to be in an All-Ireland final, but to win one, and we're definitely going up there to do the job on the day. We're going to try and do the county proud and bring back the Sam Maguire on Monday night, hopefully.
The other 2 members of the Donegal panel, apart from the Cunninghams, from Killybegs, are Barry McGone and Manus Boyle. And Barry, at least you've got the plum side of the interview situation, because you're not out in the rain in the boats like the Cunninghams were.
Yeah, obviously, Michael, we're not being paid as much as the 2 Cunninghams were. So we're inside.
Manus obviously looking forward to this All-Ireland final, like your 2 other colleagues. It's going to be a great occasion, surely, for Killybegs.
It's a big occasion for the town, with 4 members of the Donegal team from the town, you know, and representing the town is a big thing in Killybegs, and as you can see, the town well out today.
Barry, looking at the game from a defender's point of view, the Dublin attack can be very, very threatening if on full song, particularly in the forward line. There's a lot of talent there.
That's right. We've been watching Dublin now for some time. They have been a team on everybody's lips to succeed down from last year, and in particular their forwards are very threatening as a unit. They have some very good individual players in Vinnie Murphy and Jack Sheedy, to mention two. They have also an added ability in being able to step up their performance a gear when needed. That was evident against Clare in the other semi-final, and something that we'll have to work on, and we have been watching.
Clare, of course, gave Dublin something of a fight in that semi-final, but they were very nervous during the opening 10-15 minute period of the game. Any fears that Donegal might just find it that little bit too long to settle down?
Well, certainly it's new ground for us, Donegal, that is, being in the Ireland final. But also for many of the Dublin team, I'm sure it's new ground for most of the Dublin squad as well. So I think really it'll be a nervous start for both sides. It might even come down to whoever's the wee bit of luck on the day, or the rub of the green to get the scores.
Well, Manus in the background, the fishing fleet, although coming into the busy period, hasn't moved, won't do until after this championship is over, both for Donegal and Killybegs.
Yeah, the fishing fleet has been kind of put on hold for a while. You know, the fishing's been put on hold because everybody has a big interest, both in the county team and the club team. They still have to play the county semi-finals a couple of weeks after the championship, you know. And there's big interest in the town, and there will be until both teams are out, you know.
That semi-final in the county championship comes up a week after the All-Ireland.
Yeah.
You'll have to play that, drunk or sober.
It'll be, yeah, it'll be an interesting game if the game comes off a week after the All-Ireland final.
Martin and James McHugh here at the Homestead in Kilcar, where there's been so much talk, of course, about the All-Ireland over the last couple of days, couple of weeks. But to be honest, lads, this evening, a lot of talk about the weather as well. I hope it's not like this all the time up here in Kilcar, Martin.
Well, most of the time, this time of year is not good up here, Michael, but hopefully on the 20th it'll be better weather, and hopefully when we come back on the 21st it'll be better again, and that everybody will be enjoying it.
In Kilcar, when we were going up, there wasn't many outlets, barring the GAA. Everybody seemed to get involved in GAA, and one thing went from another.
Martin, both of you are noted for your skills on the ball, and it's easy to see where you develop them, because swerving in and out through the rocks and the hills here, there isn't too much flat land around the house.
No, it's not. It's just a real country area. It's like any other area of Donegal, and yeah, we always kicking a ball up against that gable there. We probably where we learn most of the skills around here. But we got a good field, and that's where basically most people in Donegal got their skills from.
You'll be hoping to put those skills to good effect, of course, in the All-Ireland final. How do you think the match is going to go, Martin?
Yeah, well, we realise that we're up against it playing Dublin, but we're very confident in Donegal, and maybe the rest of the country doesn't expect us to win it, but we're very confident in this team as a whole. We sat down at the start of the year and we made up our mind that we were really going to give it one hell of a go this year, and now we're 70 minutes away from an All-Ireland, and we're going to be hard to beat.
Nobody denies that there's a lot of talent in the Donegal front division, but they question and wonder sometimes if that's used to the best effect.
Yeah, well, I suppose a lot of people think we play the short ball game too much, but at times when you have possession of the ball, the important thing is the other team can't score, and we have Tony Boyle as well as edge of the square, and he's a good ball winner, and we will vary our game the next day. It'll depend a lot on the weather, number one, and on the tactics we'll use going into the match.
We're hopeful of the middle of the field that we can break at least 50-50. But players like Anthony Malloy and Brian Murray have had a good season. Our half-back line has been playing very well. Probably a lot of people would say that that's a strong point for this Donegal team. 10
years ago, we won the first All-Ireland, so we're hoping 1972 the first Ulster Championship, 1982 the first All-Ireland. We're hoping 92 will be a good omen for us that we can lift the Sam.